What's up, Scrappy Peeps? It's Del from Inky Quill, and I've got a fun scripty font kind of layout for you today. So I'm digging into my older stash. I've got a piece of old Amy Tan. I've got this pretty piece, which are all new. So the only old piece is really that first piece, but I'm trying to use up my stash, and I thought it'd be nice to actually use some proper papers instead of just using the tiny 6x6 ones that I usually do. Now, I had a bit of issues with the lighting in this video. It kept coming in and out. It was a very glary, stormy but not stormy 1 minute, then the next kind of day. So I had to cut out a few little bits and pieces. But all I'm doing is I've matted both of my pictures, and I cheated a little bit because that gold heart vellum is just too pretty. So I cut out the middle of it, and so that I could use it on another page. Now, that's a tip. If you want to get rid of your paper, keep it as a big chunk, but if you want to save it like specialty papers, cut out the middle bit, because paper's just too pretty sometimes to waste being covered up. So I decided I wanted to do a bit of a scripty font title over here. So I put some water on my page, and then I'm just using my Jane Davenport watercolors just to smush some pinks and purples all around. And then I do go back and I think I add some golden tones, like some orangey tones, just to tie in the paper a little bit more. I've talked about this before. My paper towel has like this cool stripy indentation on it, and when you put it into the watercolor, it leaves that pattern, and I really like the effect of it. So next time you're hunting for paper towel, have a look at the pattern, the indentation of the actual paper towel, because it can be a design feature without trying very hard at all. So I'm just adding some of this peachy cream tone to tie in the floral paper that I used as part of my photo mat, and just adding a bit more. So I looked on Pinterest for a quote. I decided to scrap these two photos together. One of us is a normal face photo, and then there's a silly face photo, because with my group, you can't just take normal photos. We always take a silly one. So I found this photo of a quote on Pinterest. Pinterest is great if you're stuck for title ideas. Just type in some keywords and you can always find something that suits what you need to. So I decided to go for this. I think it's about letting the weird people have your light shine, or it's something. I'm using my Copic multi-liner in I think it's the fine brush or brush small, brush tip, I think it's BS, brush small, or yes, I think this is the brush small. I do also have the medium size as well. So if you're wanting to get into brush script, these Copic multi-liners are really nice. They've got a nice flexible brush on them without being too flexible and fraying. I find that sometimes the Tombos do tend to fray a little bit more. This is a bit more of a solid nib. So I didn't measure it out. I just decided to go for it. I'm not a measurer when it comes to things. And I think because I do so many custom wedding boards, I can kind of place the words out in my head 90% of the time without making a mistake. And that 10% I can always cover it up. So I'm just finishing off my quote here, and then I decide to let the quote really take the focus of this layout. So I only do a tiny bit of embellishing down the bottom, which is why this is a bit of a shorter video today, because a lot of it was just this big quote. I decided to do some of the words in more of a cursive font just because they seemed like the key phrases, and I like to do that. I like to switch up between a really blocky tall text, I guess you could say, with a handwritten font as well. So I added a couple of chipboard, a chipboard heart, a gold glitter heart, and then a little bit of embellishing up the top, as well as some journaling down the bottom here. So like I said, this page didn't really have the space for any embellishing, but B, it didn't really need it. I think I'm going to do that a lot more, use a quote as my title instead of just having something like love this or beautiful you or something really short. I really did like the look of the longer title. Hearty shine, shake, 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 shake your hearty shine, shake your hearty shine. So that's my challenge for you this week, to create a layout using a quote as your title. So it could be about anything you like. Have a look at your photos, and if it's a photo of your family, type family quote into Pinterest or Google. It could be a photo about a pet. It could be a photo about a holiday that you went on, anything. Try and make a quote as your title. I'd love to see what you share, what you create, and share it over on Scrapaholics Anonymous on my Facebook group. Jazz hands. So that means we're done. We are done. So this one didn't take long at all, but it was a really fun one to do. You can see that glare being a bit naughty there. And it was just something, it was kind of different for me in that it did take up a lot of, the title did take up a lot of the space. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!